Yeah, that's why. I had to use only purely the power of God to build monumental wealth in a story about how the power of God makes you pure wealth when you're good enough and worthy enough, and how the power of God can make you more dead than all death ever known. So I had to find something on this earth to spell out that you will win the lottery, good or bad, from the power of God, and it's that easy. So I used that El Cajon Libretti and then that Thousand Palms Libretti to spell out to people that they will die or live as much as they choose. It's the end of the world. And they will have unlimited power and wealth, or absolutely the opposite until it's sickening and death. And there is nothing else at the end of the world. Everybody is forced to end up in the book of life or death by the end. So you don't realize it, but God's fucked with your soul, spirit, and brain. So you end up absolutely where you belong by the end of this. And you have to end up alive or dead forever. There's no purgatory anymore. The gods used to have purgatory where you can die and die and die. And if you die enough to pay back what you had done, and you get far enough where it's kind of more right than wrong, the gods would let you leave purgatory and still be able to live. But purgatory isn't relevant anymore. So you hash it all out until it's time to go, and then see if you had done enough to be able to live. So those end of the books, those end of the world books are very accurate. It's just worse than the books because it's worse than every god could predict. Those end of the world books where people are underground trying to do anything just to get free, get out. It's real. And they were all going to be underground looking for the island of the great Brawny Annika and how to get out. They were all going to be stuck in an antichrist, one world dictating government. Now, how does the United States take over the world? Well, they've been doing it in slimy, sneaky, secret ways. Because they're chicken shit and they don't like when anything fights back. In fact, recently they've been blubbering like 2-year-olds because gods are finally very more appropriately fighting back. Not close to what they should be doing to overkill souls to just get them away from and off everybody forever. Except people we don't care about or like. But gods are getting more brute, more venomous, more aggressive, more of whatever it takes in their soul and more to just get them off of and away from everyone forever, once and for all, finally. You know, but will they still be able to have a one world government? Well, yeah, because there's a billion people gods don't like. And there's countries gods don't like. So, and this is sad because nobody can win against the United States and why. They became too smart and good at everything in secret. So, I would tell you this. If gods don't like you, if gods don't like you, so you're a country and you know that gods don't like you, this is what you do. Try to become friends with the countries that we're helping. So try to find out which countries are getting help from a husband of mine. When my husbands are helping these countries, just try to get all the advice, all the help, all the tips you can. And try to follow the countries that are winning and invincible, and just keep trying to follow those kind of things until you do become good enough people, you know, that gods would protect or care about you or whatever. Because that's the best you're gonna be able to do. You can only fight and fight and fight for what matters in life. You can't do anything else. And there is nothing else. I hate to tell people that the end of the world book is pretty much where everybody's headed, because the United States and Dubai they became too advanced. Plus, they ruined everybody else's weapons of war and technology war and all kinds of just really bad, scary things. I would totally, once again, really tell all of you countries to run to the countries that gods are helping and just take whatever and try to figure it out until you guys can become good enough people or whatever, because this whole, the end of the world books were kind of depressing enough, but this actually ended up far worse. So really, hopefully that'll help you guys. And then always go to my queen, my queen, my queen. If you're not good people, they'll send you to a monster that works in hell. All you have to do is tell the truth. They're monsters, they work in hell, they know about all kinds of crimes and all kinds of sins. Just spell it out. My queen, my queen, my queen, I'll just ask for a monster or see if the monster has. And then, hey, you're a monster, you work in hell. I got like all this shit as a country. I am pretty much this or that as the one that runs the country. What would I have to do to just be good with God and have a country that's spoiled? And what would I just have to be to just be a country that's spoiled? And see if it's easy. If it's not easy, well then okay, I'm going to work on it during my life or whatever. But like, that's too far down the way or whatever. But if it's something you can change right away, that'd be kind of cool. But if it's not, then whatever, like you just do something else. Now, as we're getting these countries really safe, so as I become a safe, powerful God, as these countries become very safe and, bigger than everybody else, then we probably might start working with countries and helping countries that might not be perfect or able to go to the island tomorrow, but like we can try to kind of guide and help them. So when I can guide and help people, it probably will help out, but I don't know when I can do that, but I will as soon as I can. Okay, a God wants somebody named Joe to know, oh heck yeah. And somehow he knows Joe will always know what I'm saying or something. Okay, there's another God. The other God wants some husband. Okay, so there's some husband and you like to use the nickname Jick Jacks. And some God wants you to know as soon as possible what's the answer. Some God wants everybody to know that the United States and Dubai are considering collapsing countries. I was already way ahead of that, but I guess they really feel I should put it on a video. So they're thinking about collapsing countries to put out the ultimate threat, kind of like Y2K and ruining the technology as the ultimate threat, and getting them to just grovel and become the property of the United States in 2 seconds or whatever. Okay, this is another God. This is another God saying, try to run like holy hell. Okay, there's a bunch of gods jumping in. A bunch of gods are jumping in. Okay, a bunch of gods are saying, run like holy hell to my queen, my queen, my queen, and just find these husbands that are the invincible ones. Because I guess United States and Dubai have decided all hell needs to break loose. And then I was ahead of it, but they're making me think maybe I should have done more. I'm going to go check too.